Hi everyone. We are now going to discuss about chapter 5, Adolescents Social and Behavioral Development. So under this we have the following topics: social development, definition, scope, context, the process of social development among adolescents, factors that influence social development, and we have here behavioral development, definition, scope, and context. So we go first with social development. The social development of adolescents takes place in the context of all their relationships. Adolescent social development involves a dramatic change in the quantity and quality of social relationships. Cognitive and emotional development play a significant part in the development of social behavior, for as adolescents mature, their thoughts, emotions, and identities become more complex, and as a result, their social relationships become more complex. Social development is about the values and skills that help children relate well to others and contribute positively to their families, schools, and communities. It is also about learning responsibility, which is shaped by their important relationships and other factors such as community and media. So, social development is about improving the well being of every person in society so they can reach their full potential. It also means investing in people because the success of society is linked, connected to the well being of each and every person. Now we go to the process of social development among adolescents. The process of social development reflects how adolescents build or establish relationships with other people. According to Oswald, adolescents begin to form many different types of relationships, and many of their relationships will become more deeply involved and more emotionally intimate. During children's younger years, their social sphere included their family, a few friends, a couple teachers, and perhaps a coach or other adult mentor. But during adolescence, teens' social networks greatly expand to include many more people and many different types of relationships. Therefore, adolescent social development involves a dramatic change in the quantity and quality of social relationships. So, the family relationships are often reorganized as an individual grows or develops. Adolescents, of course, they wanted more independence and more emotional distance from their parents or from the adults. They focus shifts to social interactions and friendships, having different circle of groups of circle or groups of friends. Now, maturation. Younger children will often use the word friend to any other child, but when they mature and become adolescents, they begin to differentiate friends from acquaintances. Maturation, they also develop the capacity to form more intimate relationships with others, managing multiple relationships. Adolescents must also learn to balance multiple relationships competing for their time, energy, and attention. Technology and social development. New communication technologies enables one to create and have social bonds with others. Here, technology and social development have many different ways, such as emails, chat rooms, and because of having cellular phones, through text messaging and online social networks such as uh, Facebook, Twitter, Skype, Zoom, and even online games. Now we go to the factors that influence social development. We have here one, biological factor. Research suggests that hormonal changes of adolescents affect the activity levels, mood swings, and aggressive tendencies of many adolescents. However, contemporary studies suggest that cultural and social influences may have more or an effect on adolescent behavior that hormones do. Number two, we have peer relationships. One of the greatest social changes for adolescents is the new importance of their peers. This change allows them to gain independence from their families. By identifying with peers, adolescents start to develop moral judgment and values, and to explore how they differ from their parents. So that's from American Psychological Association. Third, we have your family relationships. Families today can take many forms. We have here single parent, shared custody, adoptive, blended, foster, traditional dual parent, to name a few. So here, homes have a big impact to the lives of individuals. It does not only rely with the style of parenting, but it also includes that of the characteristics of the adolescent's peer and neighborhood environments. Fourth, we have your school. It is here that they relate to and develop relationships with their peers, and where they have the opportunity to develop key cognitive skills. For some youth, it is also a source of safety and stability. Fifth, we have your community. It includes factors such as the socioeconomic characteristics of one's neighborhood, the types of resources available, the service systems within the community, including schools, religious organizations, the media, and the people who live in the community. Next, number six, we have the influence of neighborhood characteristics. Neighborhood socioeconomic status and stability can significantly affect adolescent development. Number seven, the media. This includes music, television, and most recently, the internet. It has ultimate effects which can be negative influences because of portrayals of violence and unhealthy sexuality and their lack of positive role models. Or they can also be venues for education, providing young people with valuable information about such issues as how to handle sexual situations, substance abuse, nutrition, violence prevention, and mental health concerns. In childhood and adolescence, neighborhoods have been found to shape aggression, delinquency, and substance abuse, as well as positive outcomes, such as high school completion, good grades, community involvement, and general psychological well being. Next, we have your faith religious institutions. Adolescents from many ethnic groups, including European Americans, are positively influenced by spiritual and cultural values. Next, behavioral development. Behavioral development among adolescents result from the behavioral experimentation they make as a response to the developmental changes they experience. This experimentation results in risk-taking, which is a normal part of adolescent development. Engaging in risk-taking behavior helps them to shape their identities, try out new decision-making skills, developing realistic assessment, of themselves and gain peer acceptance and respect. So when we say risk taking, this refers to the tendency to engage in behaviors that have the potential to be harmful or dangerous, yet at the same time provide the opportunity for some kind of outcome that can be perceived as positive. Adolescence and risk taking go hand in hand. Teenagers engage in risk taking behaviors to satisfy their need to explore their own limits, abilities, as well as their boundaries. So we go now to helping adolescents in dealing with risk taking behavior and decision making. First, adults who work with adolescents must be able to talk with them about the process of decision making regarding sex, drugs, alcohol, and other safety concerns. The goal is to help the adolescent weigh the dangers and benefits of a particular situation, consider his or her own strengths and weaknesses that may affect decision making, and then make the best decisions possible. Helping adolescents in dealing with risk-taking behavior and decision-making. So, second, adults must be aware of positive pathways that teens might take to satisfy the need to take risks. Most adolescents will take risks. Eventually, most will learn how to realistically assess risk and then will change their behavior accordingly. Adolescents may have multiple reasons for engaging in a particular risk behavior. Adolescents are so curious and they are then tempted to do experimentations. Peer pressure also contributes a lot when it comes to sexual behavior. So, we go now to the areas of most concern for youth at risk of developing problem behaviors according to the APA or American Psychological Association. We have here drug and alcohol abuse, pregnancy and sexually transmitted disease, school failure and dropping out, crime, delinquency, and violence. Now, several factors that can help prevent the development of problem behaviors in adolescents, even under adverse circumstances such as poverty. Stable, positive relationships with at least one caring adult. Religious and spiritual anchors. High realistic academic expectations and adequate support. Positive family environment and emotional intelligence and ability to cope with stress. And that's the end of the presentation. Thank you all for listening and take care. Bye!